Enjoy your favorite beverage in a leather-covered mason jar leather holder that you can make yourself. You can decorate them with any design or color you desire, and you can personalize them too. They will be great for casual get-togethers in your home or backyard. They will make great gifts and can be sold for a nice profit as well. To cut my leather, I have first made templates like I like to do, especially when I'm making more than one project of the same design. And I have made those from the Tandy bag stiffener because they work very well and they are very durable. Now I am cutting this from 8 to 9 ounce vegetable tan leather. You could use 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 as well. After locating the template, I will use my scratch awl and I will mark around the outside of the template. Now, I am not going to mark the stitching holes at this time, mainly because when we're going to do some tooling, we may find that we get some stretch in the leather. So we want to make sure that it fits snugly over the mason jar. As I like to do whenever I can, I'm using a straight edge to cut my pieces. Being very careful to cut all the way through. For the handle, I will cut a 3/4 inch strip with my strap cutter. And now I will cut the handle to length by marking it with my awl, and then carefully with my knife I will cut the ends to length. Now, as we did with the main part, I will not cut the holes at this time. We'll do that at a later time. Now that we have our parts cut, if we're going to do any tooling, dyeing, and finishing, now is the time to do it. I might add that the handle is optional. It can be just a sleeve, or it can be with a handle made into a mug. There are many different ways you can put designs on these covers. I have used the fleur-de-lis pattern from the Craft Aid, and I have tooled it on one here, and then I have put a nice border on there, and then I dyed the fleur-de-lis with some water stain, and then I put super sheen finish over the whole thing. Now, I'm going to use my edge beveler, and I will edge bevel the top and bottom edges, and I will do it front and back. I will also do that to the handle strip, both edges, front and back, and the ends. And of course, the back side. Next, I will lightly dampen the edges. And with my slicker, I will slick the edges that we just beveled. I will also slick the edges on the handle. Next, I will apply some medium brown Gel Antique. Remember, we did resist this entire thing, so what we will do now, it will make the fleur-de-lis stand out more, and it will definitely make our border stand out more, as you can see. We will wipe off the antique, and then with a little bit of water onto my paper towel pad, I will lighten it up even more. Please note that I will also wipe the excess off of the edges. Now we will set this aside to dry. We will do the same thing to the strap, mainly the edges and the ends. And the back. Since our leather may have stretched some during the tooling process, it's now time to double check the length against the jar. So we will hold the mason jar and bring the leather around, and make sure that if there's any adjustments needed, now is the time to do it. At this time, we will punch the holes on both ends. I'll carefully line up my template and mark it with my awl. And I will, of course, do this to both ends and also to the handle. Remember, the handle is optional. And now we will punch the holes that we just marked. Here is another cover I'm in the process of making, and for this one I have used the Craft Aid, as you can see, and put a belt pattern across there. Now we can start the assembly. I'm going to start with about 1 yard of thread, and I have attached a needle to each end. Now we will fold this over, as you can see, and then I will come up from the back side through one of the holes, and on the other side I will come up from the back side. And now I will pull my threads up to where I have an even amount on both sides. And now we will start attaching the handle. Now I will do that by bringing the thread through the third hole down, as you can see. And we will pull that up. Now I will do the same thing with the third hole down on the other side. And now I will pull this up tight. Now I will take one of my threads and I will go over and go down through those holes. And I will take the other thread, come over the top, and go down through this hole. Now I will pull these tight, and what we have done, we have started the fastening of the handle, which will later be folded over, as you can see. And now I will take my threads, I will go down one hole, and I will come up through that hole, through the second hole in the handle, pull it snug. I will take the other thread, I will do the same thing, go through that second hole, and up through the hole in the handle. And now we will do the same thing. We will cross over, push to the inside, pull it up, pull it tight, take the other one, do the same thing, pull it snug. Now we will continue stitching in the same manner. As you can see, I have continued stitching in the same method down to 3 holes from the bottom. And now it is time to bring the other end of the handle over, and I will now, from the inside out, I will come up and I will go through the 3rd hole from the bottom. I will do that to the other side as well. And now I will cross over as we did before, going from the front to back, cross over the other side, do the same thing. And pull it up tight. Now we will go down 1 row, push from the inside out. Same thing on the other side. Sometimes you need to do a little fishing to get through the holes. There we go. And cross over just as we did before. And pull them up tight. Now we'll do the same thing with the bottom hole. After we have completed the stitching on the bottom 2 holes, we'll flip it over, and with the threads we will very tightly tie a square knot. And pull it up as tight as you can. And now, with our shears, we can just cut off the threads. And our cover is completed. And now, it's just a matter of slipping it over the mason jar. And our mason jar cover is finished.